So Nigel, a lot of the results are in. What's your reading of the whole thing so far?
I think it's been a particularly mixed picture across the whole of Europe. It's not something that's been reflected nationally, so I think from a Liberal Democrat perspective, I think all but one of our standing councillors has been returned, which is obviously a huge vote of confidence in the communities of the work that they've been doing there. Obviously we were looking hopeful to make gains elsewhere in the city, and that's not been possible. It looks like we'll probably be down 1 or 2 seats at the end of that day. But I think we've seen a big national surge in the Labour vote. I think one of the issues we found quite a bit on the doorstep was it almost felt like a vote of no confidence in the Conservative government. There was a lot of conversations on the doorstep and in leaflets and literatures about vote Labour, get the Tories out, vote Labour to save the NHS, which were not particularly local issues, but I think nationally and here locally we've seen that has resonated with a much stronger Labour vote.
Is it your feeling at this stage that you're out of power and Labour are in?
I think there's 2 Labour seats still to come. I think we're confident that we'll hold the ones that we're still waiting to hear about. With those that would give Labour the majority, it's most likely to happen.
And in the local issues, I mean, the blue badge debate and access, that was a big talking point. Do you think that cost you?
I think, as I've always said, it's a shame that issue was politicised in the way that it was, but I reiterate the fact that all but one of our standing councillors was re-elected, so the communities did not obviously take that as high a priority as it was in terms of the work they do in their wards, what they've achieved in terms of their residents. So I think it may have had a small impact, but I think overall it was generally that national swing towards the Labour Party.
Generally, do you think this campaign's been run fairly and well by all the parties?
I think it's generally, elections are always interesting conversations, interesting local issues on all different things, and I think there will always be things that we're unhappy about in elections, and I for one look forward to them being over and getting the results and actually being able to get working on the serious business of politics and a little bit less about that local infighting across particular wards.
And obviously you were hoping to be the next council leader. That's looking less likely now. How are you feeling personally about that?
I think my job was to be the leader of the Liberal Democrats. It was up to the electorate to decide what that particular role will be going forward. It does look like it will be as leader of the opposition, and I'm ready and willing to stand in there and hold the Labour administration to account. There were a number of very large promises made to the electorate, free school meals for example, 100% council housing on CYC owned land, so that has huge impacts for Castle Mills, Castle Car Park for example, and looking forward to being a strong leader to actually hold them to account and scrutinise the decisions they're making and some of the issues around those key projects, York Central for example, which they have long opposed large aspects of that, so it'll be interesting to see how they go about rewriting the York Central master plan for example, and we really will be holding their feet to the fire on that.
And if it is a Labour, it should be a slim one, so they've got a good chance of bouncing back.
I think reflecting back on my time in politics, the last time Labour had a majority it was significantly higher than the one they will have today, and they lost that within 3 years, so it will be interesting to see how they hold that together this time.
Thank you very much.